Hey, it's the Jimbo and Jackie show.
3 times the charm.
And what a very special treat. We got invited to the hotel room of world-renowned comedian Steve Trevino. There he is. How you doing?
Well, it's kind of weird because you guys are such good friends. So
I know.
It's not like I'm being interviewed by the Jimbo and Jackie show. It's like, we're...
How long have we known each other? For over a decade.
Oh,
maybe
easily.
15 years.
Easily over a decade. And you... I don't know, you have new fans now, but people don't. Well, yeah, mom, your mom. But people don't realize that you had a very, very successful radio show, and
thank you.
We would come in there and goof off and have
tear it up.
The most fun in the world. And
I think one of the favorite things we did. Remember when we did the eggnog shots?
I do remember that, and that was not good for anybody.
No.
We also took some pictures of some opening acts of mine. That those opening acts have now become famous.
That's true.
And they hate me for taking them to you.
That's right.
And taking these pictures because they're still on the internet.
Yeah, but we do have to ask you because we're at the. I'm gonna say it. We're in the DoubleTree. Did you eat your chocolate chip cookie yet?
I am on a diet this year.
Oh.
No chocolate chip. Actually, I handed it to road manager Kyle, and because I know me.
Yeah.
I can't just leave it here.
No.
Right? Like if I leave it here, I'll walk by and
nibble here.
Yeah, by Sunday I'm like, just want it. So I handed it to him, and I got to get in better health, and it has nothing to do with vanity.
No.
It has everything to do with I want to be there for my kids.
Nice.
And I want to make
Look
sure
at that from the heart. I felt that one.
No, I do.
Well, we're on the same kick too. Jackie, why don't you tell Steven what we're doing right now?
So I'm going to do my first bikini fitness competition.
I saw that because of course I follow you guys on Facebook.
Stalker.
And I saw that. And you look good too, Jimbo.
I'm doing the training with her, and we are. Some people have a dry January. Jackie and I are 58 days sober right now.
Wow, I don't even know if I know you people.
It is weird.
Who are these people in my room?
Who dat?
Trust me, the first couple weeks of doing it, we're going out with friends, and I'm like going, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to be myself.
So let me ask you this.
Shoot.
Is it what's the big difference you've noticed?
That most of our friends aren't fun.
You guys were the fun ones?
Yeah. We're like going at a certain point, like an hour and a half into hanging out with people at happy hour. I'm like going, it's at a happy hour. Isn't an hour mean we get to go? We get to go, guys. Regulators, we ride.
For me, and I always tell people, you have to have rules, right?
Right.
And for this diet that and it's not even a diet, it's going to be a complete lifestyle change, but I have rules, and it's no fried food.
Nice.
And no bread.
Okay.
Right, those are my rules. I follow those rules.
How long have you been doing it?
Since the new year. So a couple of weeks before the new year. I've already lost 6 or 7 pounds.
Nice.
But with my drinking, I noticed that, I've always kind of had rules.
Yeah.
As I got older. And that rule is that, we get into town on Thursday, which is today.
Yep.
We do what we got to do. Go do our show. Have a good day Friday. Friday, we call it Blackout Friday.
Yeah!
After my show, though. I don't drink before my show, so I want to be professional. After the show, it's, all right, let's drink, which is great because by the time I do meet and greet, it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to get really fucking shitty in the hour and a half that I got.
Right. But I believe in you. Right? I bet you do a little bit.
I do pretty good.
He's an overachiever, folks.
But, Saturday is recover, go do my 2 shows usually, and then I'm flying out first thing Sunday. So I have my rule, and I don't drink during the week when I'm home.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
So
By your choice or Captain Evil's?
I drink all my weekly drinks on Friday.
That's right.
I save them all up. No, but those are all my rules.
Yeah.
But if I'm being completely honest and candid on this interview,
go ahead.
I come from a family of alcoholics,
Uh-huh.
and it scares the shit out of me.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
So
because it's usually not a happy ending when it comes to alcoholism.
I've lost several family members to alcoholism, and I know that I have that gene. So when I'm home, I'm with you. I'm with you because I don't know how to stop. I'm not a one glass guy.
Yeah.
I'm not a, I know people that are like, I'll have a glass of wine with dinner. I'm like, if I have a glass of wine, no dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's time to drink.
That's right. That's appetizer.
Right. It's time to drink.
The bottle's my dinner.
but
Well, good for you to become better. Why not better yourself?
I'm trying.
I tell Jim I like sober Jimbo.
Yeah,
Which
really?
is weird.
I really do.
So that's what you like about it is that sober? Because were you guys everyday drinkers or
Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially all the past year, we were drinking every single day.
bottle of wine?
Oh yeah, bottle of
Everything.
wine,
Shots, champagne.
vodka soda,
We would
whatever was there.
Yeah, we would put shots of whiskey in our champagne.
Yeah.
I like
We were
that.
drinking Shamskis.
What? Shamskis? But so that's my other question, and I find this very common in relationships is that sometimes the only thing that a couple has is partying together.
Yeah.
So when that goes away, the relationship falls apart.
Oh, we have everything.
Oh, look at it glisten in her eyes,
But
Steven.
you know what was hard when I first started my
Besides my wiener?
transformation?
What?
Well, let's be honest.
Okay.
This is a comedy interview.
Before my transformation, I stopped drinking the day after Jim's birthday, and we had just moved up to Vegas at this beautiful new place, swimming pool, meeting all these cool people, but he's still drinking.
And you're like,
And I
I'm done.
wasn't
Yeah.
drinking. I would last about 30 minutes at the pool.
Now,
It's like,
not being drunk with him, were you like, he's fucking annoying?
oh yeah. Oh yeah. The most annoying. He's
Hard to
never really
believe, I
annoyed
know.
me,
Hard to
but
believe.
Drunk Jimbo and I'm not drunk, very annoying.
Well, I always say that in my stand-up, if she is having fun and you are not,
Yeah,
you have to stay.
that's true. Yeah.
If you're both having fun, you get to stay.
How many times did you have to come down to the pool and she would find me like,
Yeah, I would look
Yeah.
out the window in the hallways like,
Dead
okay,
Jimbo.
time to go get Jim.
proud moment?
Down in the pool.
Well, we know marriages for better or
So-
worse,
so-
and that was worse.
So what made you go, all right, I'm going to join Jackie on the...
Well, because I saw that she was really into wanting to do this bikini fitness, and I saw that if I did support it, there was no way she was gonna be able to truly achieve her goal
Yeah,
because
Tom
she
was like,
started
"Honey,
drinking
I'm just gonna start drinking
And I
again."
said, you know what? You really are gung ho about doing this. I'm going to support you. I want to see you raise that bikini fitness trophy. I'm going to quit drinking with you.
Couldn't believe
So
it.
where did that idea come from? And I'm interviewing you guys.
I know what's going on here.
Like,
You get a question and we get a question.
Okay.
Watching a friend for the past 5 years, Jim's buddy's wife in Atlanta, Maria. I've watched her on Facebook winning all these competitions and how great she looked. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to step up my damn game. Mama
Good for
was
you.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Just looked
for you.
great.
Okay, now I get a
So-
question. Okay, here you are inviting us into your hotel room, which we can't thank you enough. I brought condoms just in case. But
did you bring the gerbils for the condoms?
that's not just a Pringle can.
That's the big
That's all I'm
question. That's the big
saying. No, but here you are. We went online and we're looking. You're performing Thursday through Sunday, and you're sitting here knowing that you are less than 10 tickets away right now from completely selling out the entire weekend.
Now, normally a normal weekend is 6 shows.
Right.
We're about to do 9 sold out.
9!
Wow.
And it has really been like that all over the country for the past year and a half or whatever since COVID opened, and it's just been awesome. And the way I look at it is, if I can keep adding shows, I will.
Yeah.
For 2 reasons. Number one, I don't want anybody that wants to see my show not be able to see my show.
Yep.
Number one, that's most important.
That's awesome.
And then secondly, if I'm going to leave my family, I want to maximize the amount of money that I can make.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that when I go home, I can go, hey, it was worth me leaving for 4 days.
Exactly.
Right? People ask me all the time, where's your favorite place to perform? On stage is the answer.
Yeah.
Once I'm on stage, it doesn't matter if I'm in Richmond,
city?
Virginia, or San Diego, or
Right.
Vegas. Man, if I'm on that stage, that's the only thing that matters right then, right now.
Very cool.
Everything. I mean, today, man, and I apologize to you because, we went through hell today. We traveled for 13 hours straight.
Oh.
Literally from us waking up in the morning to getting to the airport to finding out that our flight was canceled. And
Yeah.
they were going to move us to another one, to then moving us to another one, to then moving us to
my
another one.
gosh.
Hey.
It was a nightmare today. And then I'll get on stage today, and all of that will go away.
Yep.
Yeah.
All of it will go away because and especially what I'm trying to do now, the connection that I'm having with my audience.
Right.
I'm doing I'm calling it Raising Trevinos. I think that's what we're going to call the next tour.
Ah, very good. I like it.
But there's a moment, and you're going to see it tonight, where I talk about all the lessons I learned from my dad, right? And how my dad was a hardworking man.
Right.
And how do I teach those lessons to my son? And at the end of it, I mean, you see grown men crying.
Wow.
You know, and the wife, you know, hugging him like,
Yeah.
hey, you are a hard worker. And, you know,
Nice.
and that for me is like, wow, man. Not only am I making these people laugh, I'm touching them in a way that they don't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
And afterwards they come up to me, these grown men, and they go, just lost my dad. I miss him so much. Thank you for this. You know, or, oh my gosh, you know, nobody ever gives it up for the dad. You know, I work hard.
Nice.
And, you know, so it's really cool. And before I would touch people in a marriage way.
Yeah.
You know, and I still do, but this one is more about my dad. But, you know, when people come up to me and say, man, we almost got divorced until we saw you two and realized that we were normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody fights. Everybody, you know.
Exactly.
So that's what's been
It's Papa
cool.
Joe, right?
Yep, Grandpa Joe.
Grandpa
Yep.
Joe, yeah.
Oh, Grandpa Joe, man, making the act again.
I love it. I love it.
But look, imitation is the biggest form of flattery.
Absolutely.
You know, and when people go, man, Steve, you make fun of your wife, I'm like, I'm also idolizing her.
Exactly.
You know.
Yep. You know, you're putting her on a pedestal, like,
Right.
so we can see up their dress. No.
Yeah.
So it's basically,
Always.
you know,
So I can
admiring.
play the clitar. One of my favorite
Clitar
Jimbo.
hero.
One of my favorite Jimbo jokes.
Yeah, I got to use that when I let him headline for me.
By the way,
some places.
Clitar hero, so you can imagine what year this was.
No, I mean, the fact that you're touching people like that's a whole different level of what a comedian can do. Hacks don't touch people's lives like that.
But I think that's what you know, and I'm not saying that I think I do it well. I'm not sitting here going, oh, look what I do.
No.
I'm really trying to, right? And I think that, you know, Mitzi Shore, God rest her soul, you know, she goes, look, you know, at 20, you're not a real comedian until you've been doing it 20 years.
Wow. Yeah.
20 years. And you start to see that, well, it all makes sense. I was always funny.
And how long you been doing? You've been doing it for
20-something years.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And I've always been funny, but have I always been I mean, it's by no offense, you're a very funny guy.
Thank
You're
you.
a very charismatic guy, right? But when you get to the point where you can be funny and deliver this message at the same time,
Right.
And when you're 25, the fuck do you have to say?
Yeah.
At 30, who gives a shit?
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But when you start getting 35, 36, 37, you go, wait a minute, this guy has lived some life. He has something
Right.
to say, you know?
He's so mature and
I
wise.
know.
He's like a comedian Yoda over here.
I am
About
little.
the same height too.
I was gonna say I am little. I'm not baby Yoda. I'm regular Yoda.
But since we are reflecting, and I didn't ask you this before, but I'm going to roll the dice right here, like I brought condoms. I'm going to ask you. We lost a great one with Bob Saget recently. I think you had to have met him before.
I know. Here's what's interesting. I do know Bob, and I've had the. Well, I always tell people like that. That is what has been so. I still today feel like I'm the new guy.
Yeah.
Like I still feel like the young kid.
Wow.
The new guy, and I see all these other comics, and I go, they're always superior to me, and
Yeah.
they're always. And by the way, you know, they're always famous to me.
Uh-huh.
You know.
So you get a little starstruck. You're giddy a little bit.
I mean, that was the cool thing when I first moved to town. It was like, there's Pauly Shore, and there's Kevin Nealon, and there's Bob's, and it's like, holy shit.
Right.
And then as time goes on, you're like, wait a minute, I bring Chris Rock up on stage all the time.
Ah!
You know, Bob Saget. I remember bringing Bob Saget on, and Bob Saget was like, he goes, who the fuck was that? He goes, I'm not following that guy. So then afterwards he comes up to me and he goes, that's how we first met.
Yeah.
He goes, what is your name again? And I said, Steve Trevino. He goes, you're going to be a star.
Awesome.
He goes, you
Wow.
freaking killed it. And then after that, you know, we'd see each other. He'd give me a point.
Yeah.
We'd shake hands. You
Awesome.
know. One of his best friends, Mike Young, were very close. So Mike and Bob Saget were close. And it just, my wife knows.
Yeah.
She knows when I lose a comic that I'm going to be fucked up for 2 days.
Right.
Because it hurts me so deeply. And they're like family. You know, Robin Williams hit me so hard. And I've lost so many. It's fucking unbelievable. I mean, I can sit here and for the next 10, 15 minutes tell you name after name. And by the way, a lot of these comics, you never got to know them because they never got far enough to break.
Yeah.
You know, Freddie Soto's one of those that we lost and was on the verge of becoming one of the biggest comedians in the world.
Yeah.
And when we lose a and they go, okay, Bob Saget died, you go, wait, what?
Yeah. No, that was total shocker.
Wait a minute, was he on drugs? Was it suicide? Was it?
Yeah.
What was it? Because there's no way that man goes to sleep and dies.
Exactly.
But we hope that there was no foul play, and we hope that there was no drugs involved. But I also, and I'm not saying this about Bob at all, but I also know that most of the comedians that I have lost was due to suicide, or what I like to call self-inflicted slow suicide, which is alcoholism or drugs.
Gotcha.
But it hurt me, man, and it hurts me every time we lose a comic, because I know most of them. And like you do.
Yeah. No, it's been cool, and that's what I loved about doing the radio show, is that because of the Ontario Improv, we got to meet a lot of friends. You know, and like you said, some of your idols, I'm like, oh my God, I remember watching all these guys on different specials and HBO and Comedy Central.
And now here they are.
And then I loved it. I was just telling Pauly Boy, who's filming for us. Thank you, Pauly Boy. Like when they would do the circuit and they'd come back every year, it was like seeing an old friend.
Right.
And the bonds just got tighter and tighter.
Well, and not only that is, and I think that because I think one of the reasons that your show was so successful is because you guys were egoless.
Yeah.
You didn't have a problem with somebody coming in and being funny.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times, and I've always told you that about your show. I can't tell you how many times I do a radio show and I'm about to get to the punchline, and then the disc jockey wants to hit the punch.
Oh yeah.
And you guys were always like, hey, let the comics be the comics and let them be funny. And
I think it's because we were too stoned and we were moving slow. Especially, well, at least Stu was.
Well, Stu got so stoned that he didn't have to smoke anymore.
Exactly.
He just stayed stoned. Right?
Now, what's kind of cool is, I don't know if you even know this, but Jackie and I are doing a radio show now too on top of this. We got picked up by KQLH and 92.5 in Redlands, and they simulcast us in Palm Springs and Pahrump, Nevada.
Very cool.
And they just put a board in our apartment. They're building a studio so Jackie and I can be on the radio more.
Great.
How cool is that?
Well, I mean, and not only that, I think.
So I still don't have to get a real job, is what I'm saying.
Well, as much as I hated COVID, and I did hate COVID, I think one of the things we got out of it was we don't all have to be in the studio. We don't all have to be in at the office.
Yep.
We can do things from home. We live in a mobile world.
Embrace the technology and make the most of it.
And a friend of mine, Rex Gabriel, who's a very successful jock down in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Lucky.
He's.
I want to be successful.
Well, you have her.
Okay.
So that's good.
That's a start.
That's a start. But he, again, once COVID started, he built a studio in his house, and he called the studio. He's like, you can fire me, but I ain't coming back.
Right.
I'm delivering you the same show.
Exactly.
Without having to leave my house. So I'm doing it from my house.
There you go.
And that's what he did.
Right on.
So that's cool that you guys are doing.
It's kind of exciting, embracing a new frontier.
Yeah, I mean, Renee and I, we shoot our podcast from our house. We have our studio in our house. We shoot it from our house, and
congrats on doing that.
It's awesome.
Was that her idea or yours?
To be honest, it was hers. I had gotten in the pandemic. I got depressed, which I didn't believe in depression.
Yeah,
I was one of those macho assholes that was like, "You're being a pussy.
Yeah,
get out of bed. Go to work." I was that guy. And until I experienced it myself, and
because you gotta miss that interaction, that rush you get from stage.
I literally would not leave the bed all day.
You're like, what's the point?
I would wake up at noon. I would stay in bed.
Damn.
And Renee would go, "You coming out of bed?" And I would go, "Yeah." And then I literally would fall asleep there. And finally, she came up to me and she goes, "This is not you." She goes, "We have to do something. Let's do something."
Yeah.
She goes, "Let's go live on Wednesdays and interact with your fans." And I said, okay, I'll do it with you. And that snapped me out of...
Right on. That's a good woman right there.
Yeah.
And then it led to the podcast. And even now, and I'm kind of interested in y'all's opinion, with all this TikTok, I mean, people are taking my bits.
I don't even know why we're married. I don't even know why we're married either. I'm going to file for a divorce. We'll bring the papers. I'll sign them. I don't give a shit. Keep your house. I know, because it's in my name, because your credit sucks. Well...
And they're using them as pantomimes.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
And people are going, oh my God, they need to tag you, which they do, right? I could use a tag. That's
Yeah.
if you
There
want
you
to
go.
nice.
Tag them. Come on.
But at the same time,
I'm gonna tag him later. I brought condoms.
I don't want to be Metallica with Napster.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You want to be that guy.
You know, Metallica seems so old when they were like, hey, you fucking kids.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, buy a CD. You know.
I need 4 more Rolls Royces.
But I think that made Metallica people go, dude, what the fuck? Embrace the future. This is now the future. So I just embrace it. I embrace TikTok.
Okay.
Right now
it's going to come around to you in one way, right?
Yeah, and you know, all I do is I say, hey, thanks for using my stand-up. Great job. Give me a follow.
Yeah.
And then people find it.
There you go.
You know, and it leads to more ticket sales, and it leads to and so many people have, you know, and then other people on there, fuck that, this guy has to tag you, and blah, 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 and I'm like,
yeah, the old internet police always come out.
But I'm like,
but I like it.
a
He
commercial.
took that frown and turned it upside down.
You have to.
That's what a good dad does.
You have to.
Are you a good dad, would you say? Who's a better parent? Captain Evil or Steve Trevino?
I think we're equally good at different things.
Okay, good. It's good to have that.
And I also think that in this modern world that we still need the traditional husband and wife, because she's good at nurturing and she's good at sitting down with him and studying and color books and, you know, all the that stuff. I'm really good at discipline. I'm good at the outside activities. So we really balance each other out.
There you go.
And I think that together we are amazing parents.
Nice.
And I think that if we were apart, we would lack in areas. You know, I lack, especially with my son. I lack some sympathy. Sometimes, you know, where I'm like, get up, dude.
Suck it up. Rub dirt on it.
Suck it up. Let's go.
Yeah.
And Renee follows up with the hug.
Yeah.
You know, and he gets both, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that together we make a very good team.
Nice.
And it scares me to think that if we were to get divorced, that now they're going to miss a piece of that puzzle.
Right.
So we really try to keep the team together.
That's cool.
So do you enjoy doing the podcast more or doing your stand-up?
Oh,
yourself?
jeez, Jackie.
Doing my wife.
There you go.
Good answer.
The winning answer. Congratulations.
They have both, if I'm being completely honest, it's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
At this point of 20-something years. And you know, I'm always looking for that, you know, I want the next thing.
Yeah.
Right? I want the sitcom. I want the movies. I want,
Right.
you know, and I'm not getting those things. And not that I need them. It's I want my reward.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, when I worked hard and I became an opener, I got rewarded. I get to be the feature act. I got rewarded. I get to be the headliner. I got rewarded. Now you sell tickets. Well,
Yeah.
I'm ready for that next reward. So I go through these moments with the podcast and stand up where, ooh, I can't wait to go out. I can't wait to be on stage.
Yeah.
I got a new bit. I'm so excited. And then there's times where I'm like, fuck, man.
There's times I feel
I
a
gotta-
sense of urgency with stuff, you know?
And then with the podcast, you know, the same thing. But again, when I'm on stage, I'm so happy I'm there.
Yeah.
And same with the podcast. Right? It's like working out.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, I don't want to work out today, and then you make yourself and you go, fuck yeah.
I'm glad I'm here.
I'm glad I worked out.
Yep. Excellent.
That's kind of both with stand-up and podcasting. But, and you guys are on a radio show together. You guys are a couple. I tell you all the time, like, the fact that we sit down and talk for an hour uninterrupted is really healthy for our relationship.
Yeah. Jim and I had a blast last year. We bought the RV, we traveled, we put 16,000 miles,
I've been
16
watching.
states, and we went live every morning at 9 o'clock for a year. Trying to
we did
keep
it.
something going. Excuse me. Trying to keep something going and make something happen, you know?
But it's great to have that moment with your spouse.
Oh, yeah.
That,
An
not-
extra bond.
Well,
so to
yeah.
speak.
Well, not only that, you're also. I tell Renee, I'm also more because I know people are watching.
Yeah.
I listen more, and she listens more,
Ah.
and we're both more reasonable because people are watching. When people aren't watching, it's like fuck this and fuck you, right? but when people are watching, you know, we both hear each other out. We both, you know, kind of. It's like having your own counseling session,
Right.
amongst people, and it's just been a cool ride to, again, have people reach out and you know and.
It's cool too because you it's a different vulnerability because you kind of want to catch each other off guard, but you kind of want to be respectful too. Like I don't want to talk about her farting when never mind.
Right,
That's a different story.
Right.
But
But talk about the time she shit the bed. Right? Yeah. But but
again. You
but
know?
no, there is that level of respect that you give each other that you might not give somebody if the camera's not on.
Right.
So it's really freaking healthy. But, and I don't know if you guys run into this, Renee and I forget how much we share. So then on the road, people are like, "Oh my God! So what happened with Delilah's cold?" And I'm like,
It's like,
"How did you guys know Delilah had a cold?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're in my home. We talk about it every day, right?" So that's what's been it's been cool to share with everybody and for people to say, "God, you and Renee are starting to become part of our family." And
awesome.
We watch you every week.
Total connection. That's what you want. You know, and that's what a great comic does, which he's going to be doing. I can't wait to see the new material here in Ontario.
Very excited to show you because I
Very
miss you.
excited.
And I'm so glad you guys came. And then when you told me, because I thought, well, maybe I'll get a couple days with you, but off to Vegas for you guys.
Off to Vegas. That's what we do. Bam Bam Bigelow. We're out of here. He's wearing his boots, which I like to see.
Always.
What kind of boots are these?
These are the Luke Casey's Cayman Tail.
Hey.
The you know, I always have tail around.
That's right.
These are the Cayman Tail, but you know, it's funny that it's become, you know, kind of my brand, even though that's how I grew up. Right?
Yeah.
Men wore cowboy boots. It's just how I grew up. And I was in New York 2 times ago, and we were just there last week, but I was there 2 times ago, and I'm sitting at the bar, and this guy goes, "Steve Trevino." I go, "Yes." He goes, "I told you, honey, the cowboy boots." He goes, "I heard your voice, thought it was you, saw the cowboy boots," and I was like,
It's gotta be.
That's fucking him.
That's
Who else
awesome,
wears
man.
cowboy boots in New York City?
So we know you got to hit the stage here pretty soon, so
Yes.
we don't want to take up all your time because I brought rubbers. But I just wanted to know, tell everybody where they can find Steve Trevino and check out your wife and podcast and all that.
No, don't check out my wife. SteveTrevino.com, and my wife is in a commercial for Everly Well that runs freaking constantly, so you will see her.
Nice.
She I told her not to do this, but she did it. She is the complicated person to find on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Her handle is I am Renee with an A.
Oh, jeez. Oh, wow.
She's like, people don't find me. I'm like, well, dumbass, you did. I am a
That's
Renee
right.
with an A. Like,
It's like those people with those long
and I'm
email
like,
addresses.
all you
You're
gotta
like,
do is put the real Captain Evil.
yeah, there you go.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's a great one.
And it's
She's
such a great
always
name.
a fucking pain in the ass.
I wanted to ask you, did you come up with that from the very start of doing your stand-up?
No, you know what? That came, after we had, started dating and we got married. And I remember most of the stuff that happens and I talk about on stage happened for real, right?
Yeah.
And I remember telling her, I go, "You are the captain of all evil." I'm like, "You wear a fucking cape." I'm telling her off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I took it on stage, and I go, "She is Captain Evil. She is the ruiner of fun." and people just,
Yeah.
and it was funny because people go, "It's a mean thing to say, in a cool way to say
Yeah,
it."
it's
Right.
hilarious.
She's she's evil, but she's the captain.
That's right.
Picture her in a cape,
But I don't know if I told you this, but we owe this man so much thanks because it was because of him that I found about lobstertube.com.
Oh, we love it so much.
That was a long time ago.
The road gets lonely. Lobstertube.com.
Yes, it is the filter of all filters for porn.
We cannot tell you how many adventures Jackie and I have had
You're
together
welcome.
on
You're
that
welcome.
page.
Thank
It's
you,
because of
Steve.
that man. We can't thank you enough.
And he's still out there. They're
Yes.
still going strong.
Oh,
We know.
we checked yesterday. It's still out there. Well,
let's get to the
congrats
show.
on a growing, healthy family. Tell Captain Evil Renee that we love her.
I will,
Wish she
man.
was
And-
here.
Well, no offense, but it's Ontario.
Okay.
But you'll see her more that you live in Vegas. So.
Okay, so we got a better chance.
She
Gotcha.
will come to
She
Vegas.
likes to
Right on. Well, like I said, we got to get out of here. We understand.
Yes.
So if you could walk us out, we
Yep,
appreciate.
come on.
We feel this way. We don't feel like a whore being in your
No.
hotel.
It is greatly
know.
appreciated, and I love you guys. And by the way, you guys look great.
Oh, appreciate that.
It's a pleasure seeing you.
I got to be honest, man. I am so proud of you that you have that many shows and almost sold out.
Nine.
You
They're all
know,
sold
so.
out, yeah.
All right. Well, have a great show.
I'll have a great show.
Have a
Look
great
forward
show,
to it.
Steve.
Thanks for the
Okay.
laughs, the future, the past. And
Okay, thank you.
Oh.
Bye, guys.
What happened? Is my husband staying there? Ruh-roh.
Could you keep it down?